All right, guys, welcome back to Exotic Car Hacks, and today we are driving the ACR Extreme. My latest acquisition here on the channel, and quite an incredible car, as you've heard me talk about last time. I mean, it is pretty incredible because if you actually look at this, I'm gonna pull this up so we can actually hear less. Look at this. You are so snug in this cabin, you really feel like you're in a race car. I was telling you last time how composed this car is, even despite the fact that it is so insane. And you can tell that it's actually pretty easy to drive. The sitting position's fantastic. And I'm pretty short, I'm 5'7", so I can fit in this very, very well. And it's very exciting from a driving standpoint. It sounds good inside, it sounds good outside, it's not overwhelming, and it's very comfortable. The new upgraded sound system is great, the interface works good, so everything's kind of like functioning. Now the tires pull you a little bit to the right or left, really grips the road, but otherwise fantastic all around. And of course, if you have no idea why you're even watching this video or new to the channel, don't forget, we teach people how to hack exotic cars, which means we teach people how to no longer lose money on all of their favorite things to do in the world, including cars, so that way you can actually enjoy all the cars you've ever wanted to own, not lose money, rinse, repeat, and just have fun. If you want to learn how to do that, it's completely free. You can do that in the link in the description. It will teach you what car hacking is. I've been doing this for 20 years, so this isn't some new thing on YouTube. I've been around for quite some time. You'll learn more as you go, and also just don't forget, this isn't the fucking Disney Channel, so we don't really care about creating PG-13 content for people. We create real, raw videos. This is the most blood friendly car in America, and I'm going to show you why. Now, we're not going to demonstrate it, unfortunately. Not doing stupid stuff, but rather just talking about car values and stupid, crazy, real things real car people can do with their cars. Not just attracting young, what we call mental masturbators to the channel. So lots of power delivery, lots of excitement, great design, incredibly large hood that makes it incredibly difficult to really assess how far the front is. So probably not the best car to take to a shopping center to park. Very inadequate trunk space, but again, who needs a trunk when you have a car like this? You're probably not going to put a golf bag in this because it would be stupid to take this car golfing. Nonetheless, very agile, very exciting. Probably not my first choice of race car out there, but definitely for the value of a 130K car, a lot of value. Now, these cars are now twice what those old values were, but nonetheless, still a lot of value, even in the 200s. I mean, compare this to an old GT3. I think it's a lot prettier, a lot more exciting, a lot more rare, and it's gonna bring a lot more attention, and it's a lot more fun to drive than an older GT3. So, you know, these are some of the things you can compare it to based on where car values are today. Nonetheless, very cool. I wanted to kind of do a mini review of it, talking about how it really drives on the street, because I mentioned this, which was kind of unbelievable. Outside of the actual clearance of the car, which is minimally stupid and doesn't have a lift, it's actually a pretty easy car to drive. I mean, big people like Reggie fit in it, small people like me are comfortable driving it, and ultimately, you're getting a very solid car. Now, one thing you usually get with American cars that bothers me a lot, including the new Corvette, which I've called one of the worst cars of the century, which I think should have never happened. The old Corvette was a great car. The new Corvette is complete shit for anyone that likes it. The thing with this car, which I thought was really interesting, because usually when you get a car like this, I compare this to like a McLaren Senna. It's a race car. It doesn't have a lot of excess to it, so it's got a lot of missing, you know, like extra insulation, because it's not really about insulating the noise or anything. But this car does a relatively good job of that. Like, you actually feel like you're in a very solid and exciting car here, meaning you don't get a lot of rattles, you don't feel like a lot of things are gonna break, similar to what you would get when you are in a Senna, where you hear every rock hit the inner liner, and it's just annoying. In this case, you really don't get that. You get a very usable car outside of just the just how low it is, making it very hard to navigate like streets and potholes and things like that. But if you take that out of it and you said, hey, this is just about, am I going to be able to drive this? Probably not a good daily, probably not on any basis a good daily. But nonetheless, you have cup holders, completely useless. They're in the back, you can't really reach them for any reason. So you have them there more to like put a drink, not really have a drink, which is fine, nothing wrong there. But you have to understand that this specific type of car was never made to be daily driven or used on a daily basis. It was just built to drive on the track and to and from the track. And I think because of that, I'm not going to fault it for not being something it wasn't supposed to be. So I've become a much bigger fan of the Viper since the ACR Extreme. And I think with the modifications we're going to do to this, it's going to turn out to be quite a fantastic car all around, from a collector standpoint, from a design standpoint, from a driving standpoint. And that's all you can ask for of a car manufacturer, is to basically deliver on the promise of what they wanted to build. And so for that reason, I think the Viper is a fantastic car. So if you've ever thought of adding a Viper to your collection, you can absolutely do that. It's one of the greatest 6-speed cars left at a very fair valuation that I highly recommend. The other thing I would recommend heavily is just that if you are going to buy one, try to find one with a really, really good color, so at least you get something somewhat more exciting that's going to hold value better in the long term. That's really, really important, I think, with these cars. And just try to find a car without too many miles. That's going to help as well, again, in the long term. But realistically speaking, a lot of fun for the weekend, an incredible car, and a great collector car, in my opinion, in the long term. So I give the Viper ACR Extreme 2 thumbs way up for doing what it's supposed to do, not necessarily for being an overall great competing car, but rather incredible value for what it delivers. Now, if you want to learn, again, just don't forget to click the link in the description and learn how you could buy and literally own your Viper ACR Extreme without losing any money, and in many cases putting yourself ahead. And then also don't forget that if you want to see more content like this, raw, real, owner-based content of exotics, I don't actually do reviews on cars I don't own, because owning an exotic is different than just borrowing one. Being able to actually own your car, spend time with it, live with it, gives you a good understanding of what the car was meant to do, and that is something you don't get on YouTube anymore. So make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and you tell me how cool do you think this color is in the comments below. Should I have gotten a different color? Should I wrap it? Or should I just keep it bright competition blue? I'll catch you guys next time as we enter the shop here, Excel Racing. That's going to take care of this right here at Exotic Car Hacks. My name is Pejman Gadimi, and I teach people how to drive exotics for free. Let's look here at how this Huracan can cost as little as $300 a month.